Hello, I'm Joel Labi and this is CNN News Now. And we begin with breaking news out of the West African nation of Burkina Faso, where a terrifying hostage crisis has been unfolding in the nation's capital, Ouagadougou. Here in Patanico, you bring up the name Pino Maniaci, and there are so many words used to describe him, but the ones that stand out are brave and freedom fighter. They're used so often. I'm actually at his favourite cafe right now, and have a look at this. That is bulletproof glass, several inches thick, installed by the owner. Such is the fear around Pino Maniaci's life.
CNN producer Joel Labi joins me now on the line from Tel Aviv. And Joel, you've been near the scene for quite some time now. What is the situation, and is the chaos subsiding?
At 3 p.m., 9 hours ago, the entire area was shut down for what was supposed to be a peaceful protest, and within the hours ensuing, it turned incredibly violent. We saw a couple of dozen police officers injured, water cannons used, tear gas used. It seems that Tel Aviv is not used to.
It'll start in less than an hour. Joining us now to talk about all of this is CNN producer Joel Labi, who's following developments in his native Australia.
And regardless of what happens from here on end, Tony Abbott's leadership, many commentators are saying, is terminal. Because if he survives this leadership spill, then the rumblings that will continue for the months ahead will get louder and louder, and I'm almost certain that we will see another leadership spill within the next 6 to 12 months. US presidential candidate Donald Trump held a rally in the southern state of Mississippi Saturday. He unleashed a litany of complaints about President Barack Obama's leadership, in particular taking aim at the president's impending executive actions on gun control. Black Saturday in Victoria, 180 plus people killed. This is where the lessons were learned, and this is when people now are not taking any chances. When the emergency services are saying it's a watch and act, you need to be ready to leave, they leave. And as you can see, 116 homes destroyed, but not one fatality, George. Everybody is safe.
Rubin Square is usually the centre of celebration. Obviously, apart from the horrors that happened in the mid-90s involving the former Prime Minister, ever since then it has been a sanctuary of peace and peaceful demonstration, concerts, etc. It is the site of gathering. What we've seen tonight is almost unprecedented in its level of intensity and level of violence.
Just extraordinary images that we're seeing. Joel Labi, CNN producer, great having you there on the ground and giving us your accounts of what you've been hearing and seeing. Thank you so much.
Where I'm standing now is actually a converted apartment. As you can see, this is now a television studio. The anti-mafia headquarters, if you like, according to the Teleato staff, which is relatively small. There are only a handful here, mainly Pino Maniaci's family members, but every day they put together a 2-hour broadcast naming and shaming mafia bosses, judges and magistrates around Sicily who they believe may be involved in organised crime. Oil plummeted below $30 a barrel on Friday, fueling a nervous global sell-off and sending US stocks into a nosedive. The Dow Jones, as you can see here, dropped 391 points, closing just under 16,000, capping off a terrible week. A remarkable and historic moment at the Summit of the Americas. Barack Obama and Raul Castro holding the first private meeting between US and Cuban presidents in more than 50 years. A short time later, Mr. Obama described the discussion as candid and fruitful. But he didn't remove Cuba from the state sponsors of terrorism list, saying he needs more time to study that proposal. An Egyptian court has sentenced the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, Mohammed Badi, to death, along with 13 members of his group for, quote, inciting chaos and violence.
But are officials on high alert now, considering that, Sydney sees some really big celebrations for New Year's Eve, and obviously these kinds of raids are going to be very unsettling for the people?
Yeah, that's right. But my police contacts have told me that there is no immediate threat. But they will be out in force. They've stressed that they will be out in even more force than they usually are because they just can't take any chance. Well, a rare influx of foreigners in North Korea, all of them bringing their running shoes. That's for Sunday's Pyongyang Marathon.